wind is here too.
Is it winter for you guys now?
It's kind of should be getting close to winter, but today it was like 21 degrees in Adelaide. So
Yeah,
it's
it's,
just
it's
beautiful.
22 here.
It's been lovely.
Wait, how the fuck are you getting 22?
Yeah, because I live in the north. You're stuck in
I'm barely
crappy
ducking
Randstad.
16 here.
Uh-huh.
I live close to the sea, so it helps, okay?
I live close to the sea. I live closer to the sea than you
Whoa.
do.
Bullshit.
What's close? What's close to the sea? How far?
15
Cycle.
kilometers.
Hey, it's about the same here.
15. Try 5.
Okay, fair enough. Are you that close to the sea?
Yes, I do.
And the bloody prairies.
All right, we're 15 minutes in, and we had Elric with us in the last session in any case, so he'll be all over what happened last week. So firstly, I just wanted to welcome Lawrence to the campaign, session 1.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it, and the character that you're going to bring, we won't give any secrets away. It can play out in the game real time. But yeah, so we're going to have more of a full house in more weeks, I guess. So that's going to be great. And because there's been a couple of times when it's gotten a bit tense, and I haven't deleted any monsters, so the ones that are in there are in there. That's not true. Okay, so let me recap last week. Even just a little bit of background. So you've been traipsing along the coast, mostly a youngish, inexperienced group of adventurers out to find your way in the world. You've each got some various motivations, different motivations and things, but you've met up with one another. A couple of you know each other from where you grew up and so on, but mostly it's an accumulation of people from around the place. And you've, I think, you know that there's some sort of disturbance or problem portent going on to the west, but the west is the sea, so it's a little bit odd. But the star druid in the group has been banging on about it, and you encountered some smugglers, beat them off. They were being attacked themselves by sea devils, evil fish humanoids, and there's lots of groups are on the move and very wary of one another, more so than recently. You made yourself to the town of Dragon's Roost, which was the largest of the towns along the coast before you get to the large city of Xanaphos. And you managed to acquire yourself a very badly damaged ship, left it there and the city council had agreed to repair it for free for you if you did a quick mission to the Isles, Gardalun, off to the west of the Gulf that all of these towns are in. So you've sailed your way out there on a sort of semi-official vessel. Very very fast ship, sleek, but not heavily armed. It's built for ferrying important people around and these sort of quick missions dashing around here and there. So they like to outrun danger. You made your way to where. So the call from the local earl from this place has said that there's a ship that's crashed ashore, and villagers have been killed, and the people are up in arms and wary, and they want help. And so that's why this earl bears a fair bit of naval might and can keep the pirates at bay and acts as a bit of a buffer for the Corsair League to the south that are sort of pirates, sort of warlords, basically just everyone out for their own, and castles change hands faster than you can blink. So you investigated this craft, having sailed around, managed to get portaged through the reefs and shoals, and it's not a ship from the sea, it's a ship from the sky. Some sort of alien craft, or a piece of it at least. You found your way inside, all this alien technology, creepy, mind-numbing stuff, hairs on the back of your neck up on, spiking up as you entered. You were attacked by a badly wounded Githyanki, killed him. Well, you didn't kill him actually, did you? You sort of knocked him out, and then his head exploded and a brain with legs jumped out and tried to run away, and you stapled it to the floor. So killed that, stopped it from running off. And there's these brine tanks full of dead tadpoles on the floor, and in the tanks you had found this massive tank, empty and about half full of water. No sign of where the other half of the water would have gone. No means of getting out really of that room, which looked like some sort of major bridge, cockpit sort of thing for this large vessel. And I think you got visions of this. Oh, that's right. There was a dead illithid, a mind flayer, being devoured by rats, and the rats almost were the end of you. They spun around and started dominating Felwyn to shoot herself in the head, and then when that didn't work, started shooting everyone else. And she managed to throw it off, and you defeated the rats, investigated this mind flayer, and got a vision of, probably from some perspective, of one of the aliens aboard, and of this ship crashing, and then of a bunch of sea devils carrying a wounded illithid up the beach and towards a ravine. You went up to check that out, but first did a bit of a side mission to get some potions of water breathing. You've given you managed to get the ingredients from a nearby cave that was haunted, and that was why no one really wants to go in there. It's a bit fraught gathering this stuff. But I guess we pick up now where you've just left off, having gathered this seaweed, returned it to Granny Saltwood, I think is what she refers to herself, or what the locals call her. Bought a bit of stuff, and it looks like a bit of an overnight stay before you head out to these mines that you're looking for. You know two ways probably to get in there. One is through the ravine that was in the vision, but that sort of is underwater most of the time. The other way is the blowholes, which you walked up and had a look at it, and there was a dead star druid up there who had been killed by having something shoved into his ears, and his direwolf next to him looked like it had died from the same sort of brain explosion thing that the Githyanki died to. Pretty obvious. It was the same sort of effect of this creature bursting its way out. So all that darkness and somber mood aside, you've got some magic, you've got some treasure, you're eagerly awaiting delivery of these water breathing potions. You've turned up into the tavern, and I think where are we? Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, you've turned back up into the tavern, and there's Cortan and Morwen sharing a drink. There's quite a bit of a crowd formed, and you arrive back in town. I think.
Okay.
Guys.
Oh yeah, I'll leave it to you. I think it might be worth just briefly, if we run through. just give us the elevated picture of your character, what you look like, Gungo?
Oh, yes. Gungo is a rather large minotaur. Pretty much just wearing a pair of shorts, bare-chested, a big, large gold ring through his nose. Looks very mean and intimidating, but as soon as he starts talking, he has a big smile and is very, very friendly and jovial.
Okay. And how about you, Morwen?
Morwen is like a pretty sort of tall, slender sea elf. She's got like green skin and long sort of seaweed colored hair and textured hair, and then like little ears poking through that kind of like look a bit like fins. And on her neck is like gills. She's wearing leather armor and she's got quite a resting bitch face. But she's probably smiling seeing her friends, so.
Felwyn. Let's see what the bar up there.
Felwyn is just under 3 foot. She's a little redhead gnome, blue-eyed, freckles, as tall as Gungo is. She's short. She's Morwen's best friend. They're both from Dufferwall. They came up here together, decided they were going to leave town because they knew best. And she's very excited to see her friend because now she's got a cloak of the mana onesie and she can go swimming with her.
You can pretty much turn into a manta ray. That's right.
Yes.
Yes. Now that's Felwyn. So Noida.
Right. Noida is, I'm guessing, the youngest looking in the group. In his teens, late teens, but still in teens. He's wearing robes, and I guess characteristic features would be his four-fingered hands, red ashen skin, and around his face and the bony parts like the cheekbones, jawline, and temples, there are just little patches of cracked skin, through it protruding little roots of horns and spikes. So, in other words, like every teenager is quite horny. But he's working on it by filing them down, and like I think that's all we can tell at the first glance.
Okay. And just while they're not here, just for completeness, I guess we've also got Cortan, who, let's see, I can ping him on the map here. He's just sitting with two youngsters, Johnny Scarpa and Byrne. Cortan is you're very much paladin, shining armor, half elf, great sword. Dude, I won't go into more. If I try to go any deeper than that, I might hit rock bottom. But I'll have to wait to get an elaboration from James when he can. And lastly, there's the Elric, the Furbolg druid, up at the bar as well. They look a bit strange because Felwyn's on a little stool, but it's got to be jacked up quite as far as it can go. And Gungo and Elric both, enormous, so that it looks a little odd. It looks like there's a axe throwing competition happening down in front of the fireplace, and there's also a dragonborn, I guess, playing some music of some sort, quite enchanting, to a group of scurvy sea dogs with 3 teeth between them. So I might throw it over to you. What do you want to do from here?
Hey guys! So good to see you.
Hello.
We've just been here, just having some drinks. It's been real fun. Did you get what you're looking for?
Yes.
I think so. We have fistfuls of seaweed.
Nice.
I've spun Felwyn around accidentally. I'll fix
You're
it.
like dragging me along.
I'm assuming
I think
you're.
Felwyn is well into her cups.
I'm assuming.
Everybody just carries Felwyn around under their arms, right?
I'm assuming you're pulling a couple of tables together, seeing as you're all chatting, because I had you
Yeah,
spread
totally, yeah.
spread all around the room.
Selwyn, hey!
Gungo's going
Gotta
to keep an
try
eye on
this
Dad's
stuff.
phone contents as well. He's just going to keep an eye on what's going on over there.
Okay. And Binius, what do you want to do? I think you've got some background we've been discussing. I'll throw it over to you.
Yes, Abinius is playing his lute, and he sees that the Minotaur is approaching. Big, sturdy fella, and he wants to beckon him over, come closer to the axe throwing competition.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll come,
making
he'll come over, yeah.
You look like someone who can use a little, who can throw an axe. I want to give it a try. You want to give it a try? Show these skis or what's your mate?
Well, I'm not sure I want to show up your friends here.
Nonsense. You can make it. Come on, give it a go.
There's a guy with long golden braids and a very traditional Viking look to him. He's got a wooden shield and he's got an axe. And he sort of puffs his chest up and he says, "Here, watch." And he sort of reaches back and hurls with all of his might. And, it goes and lands in basically a huge disc of wood. They've found some huge tree, carved like a round tabletop, sliced through it a couple of inches, and then just mounted that on the wall as a target because the rings of the woods can sort of form a natural target. And the bullseye is basically the centre of the natural rings of the tree. And so he goes and hurls this thing, and oh damn it! And it hits the, it doesn't quite even land, and his axe falls down to the ground. He's sort of no problem. We're
Okay, hand it here. I'll show you how to do it.
It's 2 gold to play.
2 gold.
Yeah.
Fine.
And you get the idea. You've seen this before. It's basically a gambling game.
Gungo, slap down 2 gold.
Okay.
I'll have a quick go at it.
Okay, so
that looks fun.
You want to have a go too?
Anybody else?
Yeah.
I kind of want to have a go also.
Everyone's gonna run over and try.
Okay, everyone who wants to have a crack.
Yeah.
A line up behind Gunga.
Alright.
We're very orderly. We'll make a line.
So, what's that going to be? Oh, I can just choose something else here. Yeah, so what do we do? We just have a throw direct?
Okay. So each of you put in 2 gold. And
Done.
so how many of you are there? That's
I think I can afford 2 gold.
between the 3 of you, and there's crikey, there we go. This sort of wizard like character, and but 2 sort of Viking berserker type dudes show up, and they're wanting to do a bit of flexing, so they're going to go in it as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 10 gold in the pot. And it's just basically a winner takes all. You're trying to roll to hit, and it's a very simple game. Throwing it at a dartboard and seeing who gets the closest, and so whoever gets the highest attack roll, really. So I'll let you all go for it and have your rolls, but call it out just so that anyone who's on the stream can.
All right. So it's a hand axe we're throwing, right?
Yes, they're hand axes, so strength based, if I am right about that.
Oh, rubbish.
Damn it! I'm rubbish.
I'm a Dex character.
Okay, Gungo's going to let everyone else go first then.
Hang on, I gotta find a hand axe. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'm finding a hand axe. Yeah.
You could just
There we go.
you could just roll a d20. That's and add your strength and modifier. I'm assuming you're proficient. I don't know about Felwyn, maybe not.
Probably not, but I'm gonna have fun trying.
20s can happen.
It's a simple weapon, so yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
not proficient with it.
Oh, really? Okay.
No. It's just a +2 for me.
Okay.
No proficiency bonus. 15.
Let's see. Ah! 8.
How are we going?
Yeah, 8.
Is
I think Mormon one, I think.
Morwen. Okay, so Morwen, I'm going to just jump in for these two berserkers. 15 is the top one for Morwen. Right, okay, so here we go. These guys are just getting +3 to their roll. The first one rolls and gets a 14. Very close to yours, but not close enough. The last one comes and misses, and you haul in the 10 gold.
Yes.
I'll get a round of drinks on me.
Well done.
Only for our friends.
All right.
Not for like everyone.
Okay. Binyas, did you want to do anything at this point? Or were you wanting to throw in that? I might have missed that.
I'd like a throw, but finding the hand axe on my character sheet.
Ah, yes. You're patting your bags and looking at your thing, and all these axes are flying, and suddenly Morwen's scooping up the gold, and everyone started to clear away. But anybody else wanting to do anything from here?
Ed's here. Hello, Ed.
Hello, Ed.
Hello.
We've just had some introductions and background from. We're basically in the tavern,
So
just having a bit of downtime.
Gungo will say, "Thank you for allowing us in your game, friend." And he put out his hand to. Is it a dragonborn? Did you say? Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Yep. And he will say, "Gangarondo Barambo El Toro Investiendo. Pleased to meet you."
Pleased to meet you. It's been just a little more entertaining extraordinaire. You,
Entertainer.
I don't want to be, coming off too strong here, but for a bullseye, there's a pun in there, yeah.
Yes. I've hit a few bullseyes.
I half.
You guys see the mirror, yeah. Listen, it's not often that you come across such a broad group of adventurers. I'd assume this is all adventuring, right?
Oh yes, we've just come back from our adventure.
I didn't. I was drinking.
I shot Gungo.
Admire all sports, but drinking. So what you here for?
We need a rest now.
We're
We nearly drowned, but that's okay.
You
Okay,
really
well,
drowned?
Yeah, we found a cave and I don't know. Somehow we got stuck in there. Maybe it was because of my horns. Maybe it was not. Is not being confirmed.
Oh my
But,
god, you land breathers.
And some water came in the cave.
I
There
leave you for one
were
day.
haunted ropes, and they tied people up to the floor, and the water came.
It was very
There's no point dwelling on flooded caves. All ends that.
Now we
all
gotta go
is
to
well
the
that ends well.
blowholes, right? So we might need some help, more help.
So
We gotta go to the
this,
dwarven mines.
this talk of
Guys.
dwarven mines and blowholes pricks up your ears. This is something that you've heard of.
so there's mines everywhere, There's a few hidden, smaller entrances that I picked up along the way. I performed in the Crow's Nest Tavern a few times. People talk as they come by to refill, and you get drunk, drinking, share a few things. I might know a way to get there easy.
the dwarven mines.
Yes.
Huh.
Oh,
Let
that'd
us
be
buy you a
handy.
drink, friend, and maybe we can talk.
That's splendid. Just like Father always said, a friend may be waiting behind every stranger's face.
I like you. A free drink is something I ever skip upon. Let me just pack up my performance equipment. I'll be right over. starts to
Yeah.
pack up
Sure,
loot.
thanks for
And
volunteering me
follows,
there. No.
Right. And
He
as you
follows the
come back, Noida will ask you. By the way, have you heard the words of the Prophet Marrow? Would you like to learn more?
the Prophet of Marrow.
Prophet
No.
Marrow, yes.
I
Oh,
do like a good story,
we'll
though.
get-
So hit me.
Oh yes, we'll get splendid. I'll tell you everything I know.
I'll
Mars have foretold you're joining our party. Well, welcome, friend.
Come and have a drink and we'll see what we can do. And Gungo will go to the bar and put a gold piece down and say, "Around for my friends."
All right. Well, the barkeep's very happy with that, and they sort out the round for your friends, and you have a few drinks. If anyone's interested, the berserkers are still throwing axes against one another.
Hopefully against the wall and not one another.
Well, yeah. It's friendly game of axe throwing.
No. Gambling is the family disease. One person may be addicted, but the whole family suffers. That's what Father would say.
You do notice. Let's see. I think it's Morwen. Johnny Scarper and Byrne and Bims are over on the sitting at one of the tables, and Johnny's got his hand on Byrne, and Byrne's sort of hunched over a little bit, clutching his stomach.
Oh.
Ew.
Bern was the Viking that we saved.
Yeah, the teenager who was adrift.
Oh
at
yeah,
sea.
yeah. The little kid. Yeah. I'll go.
Bims was the pseudo dragon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, little dude.
She'll go over and kind of.
Morwen.
Hello.
Bern's not looking so hot. Look at him. He's
Oh.
been beaten.
She'll kind of like hold the child at like an arm's length and kind of look at him like.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's covered in bruises. And
Oh, he's been beaten.
What happened? Oh, beaten. I thought you
Yeah.
said bitten, like
No.
by an insect.
beaten.
Beaten.
Look at him.
Okay.
And you can see
Oh
that
my
what
goodness,
look like there's all these sort of bluish marks all on his arms, and his face is a little bit puffy. And you sort of lift, like you say, you sort of lift up his fringe because he's sort of hunched over, and he looks at you, bleary, and his eyes are just bloodshot.
Are you
Go. Wasn't he sitting here the whole time?
little dude?
While you guys were on we've just been hanging around. He's been a bit crook lately, but while you were off doing your thing, he just took a turn.
Oh, Morwen is so bad with children. Okay.
Noida, you're right there too.
Hey, buddy. She'll kind of kneel down, so she's like eye level with him.
Okay.
Like, hey, buddy. What's up there?
Can you do a persuasion for me? You'll be all right.
6. Hey, 16
Okay.
with a -1. That's not
Okay.
bad.
He looks up at you and smiles, and it looks like even his gums, oddly, his gums are
Jesus,
are
kid.
bruised.
Okay. What happened? You can tell me. Someone beat you up. I'll beat him up right
he
back.
can't. Looks like he can't talk. Like he's got cramps, and
Oh, shit.
and he just looks up at you and shakes his head.
Can I give him a bit of Can I do a medicine check? See what's
Yeah.
up?
He sort of starts to and
Oh, I'll pat him on the back.
Okay.
And kind of angle myself away from him, so if he pukes, it's not
Okay.
on me.
he leans over onto that round carpet there between Bims and the carpet, and he goes.
It's okay. Oh,
And
it's okay.
all this sort of dark blood comes rushing out.
Ugh.
Shit. Oh, shit.
Oh, that's
guys,
normal.
guys. There's some
It's
shit coming
it's
out
viscous.
of the kid. Oh my god. Can I do a medicine check now?
You sure can. How are you gonna? Are you actually examining him, or are you just like standing back and
Oh, natural. Oh,
Oh,
natural
two
20?
natural ones and then a natural 20 by accident.
He's fine. He's fine.
Okay,
Fine.
right.
You're
Yeah.
doing right now.
We need to, if you get trigger happy, the first one that is the right
Yeah,
roll
the
is what
first
we
one.
use.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Two natural ones.
Okay, so
He's great. He looks fun.
He's fine.
He threw
I
up.
think it's
It was
just
fantastic. Now it's out of his system.
yes.
I don't. It looks like Mono to me.
Yeah, you've been kissing some girls.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit.
And
You-
the rest of
you
us
don't
look at
know.
Laura and we're like, we don't think so.
You're pretty sure that he's just been in a bit of a fisticuffs.
Oh shit! But he's bleeding, like
Yeah.
puking up blood.
Well,
oh my God.
Noida, both you and Morwen are, within 10 feet, and like he's and there's all this like scunge coming out of his mouth,
oh my
and,
God. Noida, come here, please.
and
I can't.
he's got one arm on you, one because you've got his on your forearm, and another one on the table, but his head is a bit lower than that, and it's sort of hunched over. And he's
Noida,
got,
get your ass over here, please.
Yes. There. It's okay. We'll take care.
I don't know
take care
what
of
to do with this kid.
I think the first order of business to get us a quiet room. I don't think this is a
Oh, okay, yeah,
spot
sure.
for it.
Let's we'll do that.
Can we receight this now? Can we?
Come on, buddy.
yeah, there's something going on. There's someone
Yeah.
hurling in the corner, and
If you can
can I
get to
try
some
to pick
quiet
him up?
spot.
Like
yes, yep,
Like a princess.
okay.
yeah, like a princess. Just
Okay.
like he's a kid, right? You should be able to
Okay.
pick him up.
Yep. Can you pick him up? And he allows you to. He's pretty much
Yeah.
doesn't. It looks like he doesn't know what's going on. And all of this stuff that's hanging out of his mouth looks like he's sort of turning inside out or something.
Oh my. Wow.
Whatever it is, you Noid no. Okay, yeah, so you and Elric, just from notice that whatever's coming out of his mouth, it's actually it's not just blood and, whatever. It's actually something physical and has form. And it's just like whatever he's chucking up is running down it.
Oh my God.
And then it twitches, and and there's a number of them, like tendrils or roots or something.
I'll point that out to everybody. Look at this.
Gross.
Is his head going to explode like the other guy?
Yeah, you don't know.
Okay, I'm just gonna shout out to the barkeep. Like, do you have a back room? He's really sick. Is
Okay.
there a? We need help.
You look at his arm. He's got his arms around. You're picking him up, and he's sort of got his arms crossed like this, and all along his forearm there's rippling as if it's not his own muscle underneath the skin.
Okay, here we go. Part 2, electric boogaloo.
Picking him up might not have been a good idea, Owen.
I hate this.
Okay, and he says, "Go!" And he can't. He's not. He calls out help, but without like someone might, like a granny might, not like a teenager. And when he look, and you see some teeth on the floor, and he looks up, and his eyes are just white. They've changed, and he doesn't. He's like whatever is coming out of his mouth is actually tentacles, and this exactly the same sort of mouth that you saw the rats eating.
Miss Morwen, I begin to suspect it's not Mono.
I think you might be right, buddy. I don't know.
Perhaps we
what to do.
should lay him down. The changes are rather violent. Perhaps the
In the
movement.
middle of this place, like we gotta get him some privacy or something.
3 dudes from over at the bar sort of come over with axes, and they say, "Quick, get him on the table."
What are you doing?
Well, he's a sea beast of some sort, isn't he? Look at him.
No, he's a kid. He's sick.
Off with his head.
What the wrong with you guys? He's literally like 10.
I'll throw over to you, Felwyn, Gungo, Benius. You're just sort of aghast watching what's going on. What are you guys doing?
Felwyn, I think Felwyn and Gungo are just like standing there with their drinks like now going, what the fuck? Like,
Gungo say, I think he ate the beef.
is that what happens when you
Bingus
eat
replied this to the
Yeah, he
Minotaur.
is.
And he's like,
I will never eat beef.
the crow's nest is not where a place we usually eat.
Gungo's going to wander over there.
Okay.
He, Bingus approaches as well
Okay.
to get a close
Okay.
child.
You can move your character over, Benius, as you got control. Give us a shimmy.
So just to confirm, Burn is like, it's almost like he's turning into one of the creatures that we saw.
Yes.
Pretty much.
How did that end up, Victory? Just a curiosity of mine.
Okay. So Johnny's got Burn's hand, and he sort of lays. You've laid him down on the table like a, temporary stretcher, and he's going limp and so on, but starts pulling. But just like wearing some sort of skin onesie, it all just comes off, and there's this creature. Like it's just been born, laying on the table, and it's got that sort of egg-shaped head with the tentacles. And it sort of just props itself up on its elbows and looks around at you, and then hisses.
Did that just come out of the kid?
Coming up.
What's that, Morwen?
Did it come out of the kid, or is this the kid?
It looks
The
like
kid's gone.
The kid is gone, and it is here now.
So what, is it in my arms, this thing?
No, on the table
It's on
now.
the table.
Lay it
so
on the
just like-
table.
You've got
Okay.
you've got some skin, like a suit.
You
So like
got
shed
like
his skin like a snake.
She
Yeah.
just kind of like
You
in
have a
an
bird skin.
Acme cartoon, Roadrunner. She just like takes a few minutes. She's like, and then just drops it on the floor, like, what the fuck?
Maybe it's a racial thing, like he's maturing. Some people's voice crack, some start growing hair in weird places, some shed their skin, who knows?
And I got my helmet up, and I'd like to try. Can I shoot it?
Yeah. You do your Professor X thing. I'll get you to roll initiative. What are you shooting?
Everyone?
With the gauntlet or with the
My gun.
Okay. I'll get rid of the ones. I'll get rid of the ones
We
from
haven't seen
last
this
week.
creature. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we haven't seen one of these creatures alive before, have we? We saw
No.
a dead one, and we saw Felwyn saw a vision of one being carried off.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So,
And do we all remember the dream sequence, or was it kind of vague thing that we don't read?
I think that was Felwyn that had the dream sequence that then relayed it to you.
No, I mean the one where we played the different characters.
We all died underwater.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yep. You would.
Yeah.
You would know.
We have a recollection of that.
Yeah.
Then he sort of was like that big squiggly things in the dream thing.
Morwen, what do you want to do?
Anything
Morwen's
that
kind
comes
of
out of somebody like that cannot be good.
Morwen's kind of
Is
just
it
in
that
shock, so I'm gonna just hold my turn
Okay.
for a bit.
Okay. You can't sort of delay the order, but you can sort of give up your action. You still got your reaction, but you can't sort of.
Well, I
You
guess
could ready
she'll-
something just in case.
Yeah, she'll ready just a basic short sword
Okay.
attack.
Sure.
Or if other guys decide to attack it, because she just doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. Okay. So you pull a short sword and just hold, hesitantly, or hesitate, holdingly, and Felwyn, I think you're.
Oh yeah, I had my helmet up as soon as something came out of it, and I'm just like, pew,
Right.
because that's not natural.
Okay, it's not natural. All right, where you go?
That's like, oh my god, no, he just killed that guy.
Sounded like Willie for a second there.
Okay,
from the Simpsons. Okay,
that
go
was
for
a
it.
good Scottish accent.
And that's a natural 20.
Nice.
Oh, okay. You say I got to put the lame dog down. And he's prone. He's laying there. He's clearly not right in the head. And
He didn't add anything on.
Yeah. Okay. So 6 damage. All right. So boom. Okay. So you go, and then and it's got this huge wound in its head. Obviously, unfortunately, it wasn't enough to finish it off. But it looks around.
Yeah. Doesn't it do double damage? Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
it did
would
double
roll
it
the-
automatic. Sorry.
Roll the dice twice, which should do.
It did, because I did a 3.
Okay.
No, it's 3 plus 3 from the dex or something, and then another dice.
Yeah, it hasn't.
it
hasn't
didn't.
rolled the.
Yeah, it didn't do the crit, so it should be more.
Yep. Roll another d10.
Yeah, it's just weird that it didn't. There we go.
Oh, okay. So 14
Nice.
damage. Boom. To the cranium. Okay. It sort of hisses and all these tentacles, and then it sort of looks around as if it's trying to look for a way to get out. It's completely surrounded, and then it just closes its mind for a moment, and then sort of goes invisible, but it doesn't pop and just go. It just sort of phases out somehow. And is gone at the end of that. Gungo, what do you want to do?
He'll just jump forward and slam against the table with his horns where it was.
2 fists, just boom, boom.
Oh no, with his horns, just
Oh,
bang
okay.
on the table.
All right. Yep. So you start headbutting randomly and looking for something, and it's gone. And everyone else is sort of looking around, like where the hell could it be? But it didn't blink out. It didn't shadow or misty step. It just, like a beam me up sort of thing, turned into like a ghost might vanish.
Well, perhaps he's in a better place now.
We are.
And
Fuck.
the barman off to the side there, he says, just grab that table with you and clear up. And two of the guys from the bar, these look like they're not so much the bouncers, but sort of what stand for that at this place. And the two of them sort of take the whole table out. It's a bit of a mess. Someone else comes out from the kitchen and starts just sort of scattering a bit of sawdust around.
I cast precipitation and just clear it up.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Let's just clear this up. It's gross.
Directing at the barman, I would like to ask, I'm sorry, but this is a routine occurrence in this part?
No, but fights happen all the time.
Have you seen one of those before?
He says there's every now and then someone murders someone else.
Well, one of those tentacle guys. Have you seen one of those tentacle guys?
No.
Looked like a murder to you.
He looked like an octopus.
And you're okay with this?
Oh, that's why I sent my boys around to finish it off. We don't take kindly to sea creatures.
Uh-oh. Push more one behind us.
Hey, can we get a bit of a rain check in here, guys? Like, a literal child just died. Can we just acknowledge that for a second? Like, y'all are just like, yeah, let's just clean up and move
It's
on.
sort of
Like,
not the best thing I've seen today. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
I know, right? I mean, technically he didn't die, he got ruptured.
oh,
He transformed.
Well, yeah. I guess. Is this where Burn's from? Are we where Burn is from?
Yes.
you guys wanted to save him in the first place. I said, hey, let's just leave him here. And you guys are like, no, let's save this teenager.
This is Burn's hometown. And Johnny's looking very distressed.
Can I do... No, I don't have proficiency, but... Can I just look if John is giving any signs of transforming?
Yeah, okay. Just do a medicine check for me.
Right. Ooh, okay, 17.
You don't notice any sort of this bruising or unnatural bruising or anything like that. But he
Johnny,
looks
how
like
was
he's
it?
checking himself,
How long
Johnny's
was Burn
freaked
like
out
that?
now.
How long was it like that for, Johnny? How long ago did he start feeling that way?
He's since we got up, I guess, or
Just today.
yeah.
Did anything happen yesterday?
He's confided in me that he's been feeling sick in the stomach for quite a while.
How long?
Well, since he was at sea.
Something happened to him out there before we found him.
Yeah, we gotta find it. We gotta check it out.
But it looked like one of the creatures from your vision.
Hello?
Phil.
Sorry, mind back off for a second there.
No worries.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, you're back. Maybe we'll find out more when we go down these mines.
We have to check it out. See what's happened when they've taken that guy.
I mean, the boy, is the one that we found adrift in the middle of the sea, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't mention any squid creatures, only the sea devils.
Yes. He said he broke out of some sort of coral that was growing around his feet, holding him down.
Yes, but the sea devils took one of these creatures away. So we
Maybe
need
they're
to
working
see what's
together.
happened now.
And
Well,
Morwen, for your benefit, the whole tone of the place is somber. The barman, I think the barman, the owner, is trying to, get everyone back into paying money and buying
Drinking.
stuff.
Buying
But no one's throwing axes anymore. No one's gambling. It's the patrons are treating it more as a horrific, ordeal. And some of them, start to in ones and twos, make the sign of the of luck, and and start to make their way towards the doors.
Nadia would at least attempt to start a prayer circle, but I think I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
So, Noida, what did your dad say about boys turning into squid people?
Does Mara have something to say about this one?
I think he would say, judge not the squiggliness of one's face, for a good heart might be hiding in even the weakest of forms.
And did your parents sometimes tell you a little thing about picking up strangers or anything? Because
Oh yes, you should definitely do that. Help every soul we can.
I don't
We
think
just-
this thing had a soul.
We just picked you up.
Why? You can check he showed his arms up into the Minotaur. No bruises, no anything. Haven't been out at sea very far. Just
Not too-
on my trusty rowboat every now
Now
and
that
then.
you say that, the boy didn't have any bruises to begin with. It only happened days later. Guys, I
Okay.
think we should keep eyes on the new guy.
Yeah. I think what we need is a good night's rest, and we should head to these mines tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And if we come across any sea devils, maybe we could try to talk with one without causing too much cranial damage.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Okay. You all head off to sleep, I believe. Take to your room.
Morwen will probably stay up a little bit and just
Yep.
drink some wine and shit on our own.
Yep. Okay.
Gungo will have about 4 rums before he goes to bed.
Yeah. Have a stiff little fortifying.
Yeah, he'll get a bottle of rum and he'll pour out a cup and then he'll drink the bottle.
Yes. Yep. And I think.
Elric will
Ellen will have that
a
one little
gaze-
cup. 'Cause
There you go.
And
Elric will have a gaze at the stars before he
Ooh, okay.
turns in for the night.
okay. And I think when you probably go into a trance in any case. Is that right? You go into the reverie or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. It's still sleep-like, but yeah, but it's only 4 hours in any case. So you're like Aragorn in the corner, just hanging out there as everyone
Yeah.
files out.
Yeah.
Okay, so the evening passes, and no one has, you're being adventurers. You've seen stuff. You're able to, grab rest whenever you can. You've even been on the road for a few weeks as well, and had a few near-death experiences yourselves. So you get what rest you can. No, none of these sort of nightmare type stuff. It's a decent rest. You're in an inn, and apparently a safe place. Illithid conversions aside. And awaken 4th level.
Oh,
Okay.
awesome.
Oh, wow.
that's an easy
There you
one.
go.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Decision time.
Ooh.
So you came.
Yeah, Anthony, you should get us a custom level up like Jingle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us a few minutes to
Yeah, level 4 feet.
our ASIs here.
Do we go rogue or barbarian? Hard.
I get an extra spell too.
Okay. So everyone's all furiously into their D&D Beyond, deciding. Well, you're going level 4, so it's
Yeah,
either
exactly.
either a feat or ability scores, right?
Mm-hmm.
No class-related things, unless
Nope.
just more
I'm-
of the same.
Yeah, I'm multi-classing, so I'm not feet ready yet. But
No. Okay. So what's Gungo doing then?
yeah, I don't know. I want to keep the barbarian and rogue levels pretty close together, but I might go just a 3rd barbarian just to get
Yep.
a
A totem.
totem. Yeah,
Okay. So does that mean you pick a path at this stage?
yeah, we can path. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So not necessarily totem warrior or whatever, but some sort.
No. So yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, path. I
Okay.
think I'm going to go the Storm Herald.
Ooh. Okay.
I just think that works well with the nautical side of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the sea. Yep, there we go. Done. Easy. And we long rested obviously as well. Didn't we?
Yes. So while that's happening, I'm sure everyone can crack on with that in the background, but I guess you're picking spells for anyone who does. Does anyone actually pick spells? I guess, Elric, you prepare them?
I have to pick spells.
Yeah, I have to
I pick
pick a spell,
spells.
and I get one extra slot now, or one extra
Same.
spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I didn't get an extra spell. I just have.
I think clerics and druids are pretty much the same in that,
Yeah.
in that aspect. We prepare spells every morning, so.
And Lawrence, what about Binius? Does he have to prepare spells? I should know this stuff.
Bards, I think
No,
they
he
pick spells.
doesn't.
I don't think I do.
Oh,
but
okay,
I
so
do think I get another cantrip from leveling up, so I'm just scrolling through the
Yeah,
list.
okay. All right. So you get up, have some breakfast, gather your things, gird your loins, sharpen your swords, all that business, and then head out of town towards the blowholes, and where I
Just a
think
sec.
Binyas, are you leading the party to this entrance you've found that doesn't involve surging waters?
Yes, he is waiting outside of the tavern, just leisurely plucking his loot,
Okay.
waiting for everyone to wake up.
Okay.
He's a morning person.
Ah, yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to grab everyone then. I'll just together. Burn's not coming. Felwyn, on your token, looks like you've updated your hit points, but not the maximum because it looks like you're overclocked.
Oh, I'm getting there.
I don't know if you can see that resolving now. Bit of
Yep.
up in the top of the hills above the town. So people talk about the mines of Baranzo or whatever as if it's some sort of great place, but or mammoth complex, but it's really a mine. So not, there would have been less than 100 dwarves in total, small community. It's no Moria. Let's see. So, Binyas, you lead the party up on top of there's not mountains, but some large hills, rocky hills, and off to one side of the mountain you can see a pile of discarded mining equipment, which triggers your memory of where you found this location. Clearly a mine entrance of some, or indicating one nearby. Going and having a look, there's pickaxes, carts, some really rusty sledgehammers. Sledgehammers look like they might be okay because they can get away with being rusty, but the wooden handles are pretty badly weathered and worm-eaten. Morwen, Elric, it looks like there's a bit of what you think is probably used to be a trail. It's just where there's not so many, of the older bushes, and it winds its way down towards a rocky outcropping. But you would have to
get an extra cantrip too.
You'd have to push your way through, waist-high brush. Is everyone still leveling up?
Yes, sir.
Just finished.
2 weeks ago, I should have said,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're very close, so have a think about it."
Have a think about it and pre-plan.
Ah.
I just sort of winged it. Hopefully, I've made a good decision.
Okay.
If I can, Eric, are you okay for a narrative excuse that Noid have been bothering you every long rest to tell him about nature and stars and stuff? Like he was bothering him like before every time before you guys go to bed. He wanted to listen. You talk about nature, and he got skill expert for his feat and proficiency in nature.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, good to know you learned something.
Yes.
So skill
I
expert.
was so useless so far.
So the feat skill expert is going to give you a proficiency. Proficiencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proficiency in nature. I got expertise in my persuasion and +1 to charisma.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go, hey Elric, I've been watching you, and I'm gonna like disappear and misty step and appear right next to him.
Oh.
Oh,
Ah, nice.
Okay. So you scan the path, and it looks like it leads down to the base of a rocky outcropping. I don't know if anyone's got any particular skills in this area.
so is this the area where the
what-
main is?
Are we in somebody's favoured terrain?
Yes.
Me.
Perhaps there's some people who are
Perhaps they
very
could do
versed
something.
in traversing such locations.
It's coastal, if that
Yeah,
matters.
it is my favorite terrain.
Yeah.
Does that matter for
That is
anything?
true. Well, I'm adept at
just
traveling.
asking.
We don't have any while traveling. In my chosen terrain. The thing on Roll20 on the right hand side that just covers everything. Okay. While traveling, in your chosen terrain, difficult terrain does not slow down the group's travel. Your group cannot become lost except by magical means, and I'm alert to danger, and we can move stealthily at a normal pace.
Okay.
There we go.
If Morwen is leading us, Nodia will just give you blessing of tomorrow upon you, and you get guidance.
Okay.
Vibes.
Do you want to do a bit of a scout around then, Morwen? I'll give you advantage given the...
Yeah. On
Terrain?
survival?
Yeah, survival's probably more about tracks. Perception, just looking out for stuff. Investigation, clues, it's up to you.
We'll just what are we trying to do here?
Just
Find
make-
an entrance?
Yeah, you Benius
Should
has
be
brought
some,
you up here.
Old pickaxes, sledgehammers. Like I remember
Then-
seeing some sort of like old dwarven
Okay.
sort of like.
I'll go
here.
for perception then.
Okay. That'll
With
be
advantage?
Advantage, yep.
26.
That could be perception too. Ooh, there you go. Never mind.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so you scan this rocky outcrop, which the sort of pathway stands to lead down to. The rest of the party is watching, and you were sort of like you're walking waist deep in a sea of saltbush. So it's really hard to see the ground, but you're sort of used to knowing where it might drop away, or it might be rocky or whatnot. But you pick your way through this saltbush thicket, and eventually come out the other side, and you can wave off to the party, and you can see there's been a bit of a cave-in here. There probably was a cave-in entrance at some stage, but between these huge boulders of where there's been a cave-in, probably a collapse from below, so it's sort of sunken, if that makes sense. You can find some sort of 2 or 3 feet wide gaps that you might be able to squeeze through.
Is there any boulders or rocks that look like they could be moved out of the way to make the entrance bigger?
Yeah, it looks.
Gungo can use that.
Yeah. Yeah. With
Just
a
as
bit
I'm
of
still
time and a bit of
listening, but
muscle,
I gotta
you
go
can
ask.
clear it away a bit.
Yeah, Gungo will try and move something out the way.
Okay.
Move a few rocks out the way. Make
Okay.
it bigger.
Yep, no worries.
Remember to turn on your little mining light.
Yes,
Elric will help.
Okay.
I've got powerful build as well, so Elric will help.
Ah, great. All right.
That's
So after about 10 minutes or so, you manage to clear enough of a gap that it's not like a slither type of crawl space. It's more something you can just hunker down and crawl and walk through.
And then Elric will remember he has mold earth as a spell,
Oh.
and he's like,
And he could have made it a little easier.
Okay.
That's okay. I've got mold earth with my muscles.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, turn on the nose light, and have a look down there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Binius took out his lamp. He has a lamp, and he.
Oh,
What's it?
okay. That's useful to know. I'm going to give you because you don't have dark vision, Dragonborn, I think.
No.
So with your lantern, so you're holding it up. That's going to give you 15 and 15, I believe.
Oh yeah. By the way, that lantern I found in the cave.
Yeah. It's
I put it
a bright
the
light in a
blue.
50-foot radius, and a dim light for 30 feet.
No, we didn't have that in the party treasure. What was that one?
I'm back.
That's a good one.
Lantern from the cave?
I put it in my inventory. I didn't know if we were sharing.
Do you remember that, Anthony, when we were in that cave with all the water,
Yep.
when we first busted in, there was a blue lamp or something?
The
that
blue
was like-
lantern, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was a light?
Yep.
Yeah.
I quickly grabbed that so I can, because I don't have dark vision either.
Yeah, so Eldritch.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah,
That we
treat
can
it
carry
as a lantern that doesn't require fuel.
Okay. Guys, mind if I take that, or did you want to put it in the party treasure?
Ah, yeah, you take it,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right.
I think everyone else has dark vision, except for our newcomer.
No dark vision here. No.
Inferior races.
But bear in mind that
So like an
it's-
ever bright lantern.
Right.
All right. You clear away enough of the path. Squeeze your way through, and after you clear that cave-in section, you can see that there's like what looks like little rails, little train tracks descending. And they go, so it's not like there's caves where they drop down. They've had to be made so that there's, stuff can be hauled out, ore can be hauled out.
Okay.
So other than a bit of debris over the years, it's a pretty easy walk once you clear the main cavern.
Okay. And do we have any... I can't go say. So which way do you think was the entrance, and which way do you think was deeper in the mines? Anyone have any idea?
Binius pointed behind
Down?
his back, like, that was the entrance, I think. So we just move in. Like, I've never been further in, you know. That kind of guy who just walks into a mine on his own, so, you know, you guys came in pretty handy.
Okay. Well,
I think we just go downwards.
And
Just
there's
going
no
down.
Just
there's no turns off.
follow the tracks. Follow the tracks.
So so we go through a cave in, and then there's like a horizontal mine, right, with tracks on the ground, and we've jumped down and we're gonna walk one way down this mine, right?
Yeah, it's only one direction, and it only
Yeah.
goes. It's on about a 15-degree angle.
Like going down
Yeah.
deeper. Or...
Yeah, and it goes pretty straight. It's fairly low to the ground. I think. Low ceiling, so causes both the Minotaur and Furbog to hunch a little, just to mind your head, but nothing too cumbersome. You could still fight in there and whatnot. After about 70 feet or so, you come to a landing. There's a sort of a place where a minecart would turn, and it sort of switches back on itself and then goes down the straight, sort of back the way you came, but descending further. And as you go down and down and down, it feels like you're in this little zigzag stairway, but it's a mine ramp.
Okay.
After doing about 10 of these switchbacks, you start to get to areas where there's been mining going on. So some large chambers. It looks like whoever was in there was mining whatever, dig, following veins of stuff, whatever it is, and ran out and then continued. And so it's not so much that there's left and right and you get into a maze or anything. It's just there's larger chambers, irregularly shaped, and then usually there's, what you've found so far is there's one tunnel that then continues on.
So we've got into this mine somehow, and Felwyn had the vision of the shark people carrying the elephant into the mine.
Yep.
Like, can we get an idea of geographically how far away those two things are, like where we are and where that
Close,
was?
close. So where
It's
you
pretty
are
close,
is sort of sea cliffs, just inland a little
Okay.
bit. So walking a few hundred metres, you might have met up with, those blowholes and the chasm.
Just have a look around for tracks and see if it looks like anyone else has passed through
Yep.
this way recently.
Okay.
Okay.
Survival from.
I'll take a look.
It's no longer
Can I
coastal.
also have a look?
Yeah, Gungo do that because he's at advantage with survival.
Okay.
Well, nice, Elric.
Elric, you have a look around, and you don't see any tracks, nothing really recent or standing out. It looks like there might have been animals going to and fro here and there, but no, definitely not the sorts of prints of someone, a little procession of people carrying someone.
All right. And as we keep going deeper, just every now and then scan and have a look up at the roof.
Okay. Yep. So the roof's pretty low down where you are. Eventually you can hear sort of like a dull rushing or crashing sound. And you get to an area where there's salt water in a sort of grotto. And it looks like this water sort of also seeps further down. There's a few cracks and things, tiny little caves and nocturnal fish, but there's also a main entrance where the water is flowing from. So it looks like it's coming from the sea. Just one sec. Yep. Okay. Someone's coming for the solo.
Fair enough.
Lemonade over my shoulder. Okay.
Okay.
So it looks like this is where the ocean or whatever meets up with the mine.
Yep. And the mine keeps going,
Yes,
obviously.
it does.
Further. Hey, Maureen, you feel like going for a swim and see if there's anything there, or shall we just keep going?
I can certainly try.
I can go with her now.
Just to see if there's anything
I
there.
want to go
Huh?
too.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you
put
mean
my
you
hood
go
up.
with me?
She's got her water breathing cloak.
Yes.
Her what?
Water breathing. She can breathe underwater and swim.
Felwyn has a water breathing cloak. Yeah.
I know that, but Morwen doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
So I
just
put
follow
up
her.
my.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I just follow. I
Yeah.
just start following her.
Elwyn, hey, like we've talked about this. You're not the strongest swimmer.
I'm just not going to say anything. I'm just going to follow her.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. We've been through this. I'll it's every day is good for a lesson. We can work on your forward stroke today.
Because usually I just doggy paddle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But today you're actually flying. You're flapping your huge triangular fins. Not that manta rays really have fins, but they sort of, I suppose, whatever they're called, wings.
Just one giant.
Yeah.
Wings, yeah.
Okay, so you have a hunt around. Can you do a survival for me, Morwen? You could do it with advantage. You've got Felwyn with you.
24.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, you find what looks like a human-sized shoe.
Oh.
It's sort of stuck in between two rocks, as if someone was sort of walking there, clambering on the rocks at the side of where the little stream, the little salt creek, comes out to where the mine rail is that crosses it like a little bridge.
Okay. She'll, I guess, pick it up.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, she'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Try and unwedge it.
Okay.
Show it to Felwyn. Hey, you can swim.
Anyway, yeah. And I like swim around and show my cloak. I'm like, do you like it?
Ooh, where did you get that?
In
Oh
the
my
cave
God.
last week.
Dude, this is gonna be so cool when we go back home. We'll be able to like go fishing together. Anyway,
Yeah,
so cool.
right?
We'll
I'll be able to
catch up.
shoot fish on the.
I know. So I'll teach you everything. Anyway, okay, shoe.
Okay, we'll go show him a
This
shoe.
is cool.
See if it fits one of them. Like,
Like that one famous story that my dad told me going to
like
bed.
that girl in the Fae. right.
Yeah, with the dress and the glass
Uh-huh.
shoe. Yeah, maybe.
Pop that.
Is there
Found a
anything else?
shoe.
No, nothing
wave
else.
it.
Nothing else. You can see there's plenty of really old, rusty, almost gone. You know, because this is where anything metal that's fallen off
I'm
those
listening.
tracks
I
is
just
rusted.
gotta.
So, what do you want to do? Morwen's found a shoe, found lots of rusty stuff, mining gear.
Sorry, the shoe looks really old, doesn't it? Or
No,
recent? Or...
no, it looks recent. It looks like a Nordic,
Okay.
standard shoe for a resident of the island community.